All right, this video is a major download. All about Three Eye Atlas, the gardeners is what they're calling themselves, Bigfoot, Ascension timeline, Atlantis, and now um, evolution. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm doing this live now because I recorded this video 4 times and something keeps happening to it. Today, this is my second recording of my last attempt. Um, but when I went to do it, like everything, nothing would record. It's weird. But this is 9 pages of a download, and then I have 25 pages of a download, and it all has to do with the Ascension timeline and this Three-Eye Atlas comet that has come in. And I'll be honest with you, I've been staying away from anything that has to do with the internet lately as I've been on my shamanic journeys, just connecting, because the noise is so loud, it's really hard to find the truth in what's going on. And one of the things that I noticed first was on Instagram, all of the images for Three Eye Atlas are fake. And the one video that I saw about it was from a scientist who said he didn't think it was a comet. But I haven't really engaged in any of the chat with any other channelers or anything yet, because I wanted to keep the information that was coming to me as pure as possible. It wasn't on my radar, but simultaneously, a couple weeks ago, I had a guide come in, and the connection to this guide felt so secure. Like the antenna connection felt really strong, and I'm able to see a portion of the form. And as I was engaging with and introducing myself to this new guide, this is when the information for Three Eye Atlas came into my awareness. And so what I have for you is multi parts that I'm gonna all try to keep filming and kind of catch you up at the beginning of how I discovered this comet slash ship to where we are now. And some parts in the middle. So if you want to connect to Three Eye Atlas, you are absolutely available to do so. The connection was the strongest maybe 3 weeks ago, and it's gonna wane a little bit depending on how close you connect now. It's a time thing, like a moment. But as they traverse through the planets, the information that they are carrying is going to be seeded into each planet in our orbit. And as we go through transits in astrology, actually, that's when, hello, I'm filming this live and it's all about Three Eye Atlas and the major download that's coming in. And I'm just talking about how, as this ship went past these planets, it seeded these planets with information. And in reality, like as we go through new transits, as we go through things within astrology, what's going to happen is we're going to slowly start getting more information leaked into the timeline about where we came from in our original origins. A lot of myths about religion will be destroyed. How Earth got into the system and everything that has befalled us, and the truth about who we are prior to the next step, which is introduction to more interdimensional species. And what I'm being told is like the veil is down, and anyone who wants to you want to make contact, go right ahead. You have the ability to. Nothing can keep you from it, but there isn't going to be some all-out disclosure that we are all looking for. Where, what's up, guys? I'm just talking about Three Eye Atlas and this major download that I got. And I've been trying to film this video a lot, so thank you for being here, because honestly, every time I film it, it gets something happens to it. But this ship, thank you for anyone who gets that. It's not a freaking comet. They will not be landing. This is not an open disclosure event. This is the seeding. And when I say seeding, I don't want you to think that they are plopping something down. I want you to recognize that because everything is connected, the moment they enter our orbit or our galaxy or our atmosphere, their DNA is rippling into our timeline. And because it was here before, it's going to be unlocking information that they've wanted us to know, but it has been suppressed. So where this download really started is these individuals call themselves the gardeners. And what they say is that they are the original creators of this experience. What this is not is God. So I don't want you to think that they created human beings in the way that you think that they did. And this is where all of this information is starting to be like, oh, that makes a lot more sense than what we've been told or what even the information that's been coming out. So one of the things that I want you to think about is to get through this, we have to learn about how creation works a little bit. And if you understand the process of fertility, how the egg drops from the ovum and it goes down the ovary, sorry, the fallopian tube and is planted into the lining, that egg is a seed of potential. And you could think of this in two ways. First, Earth is like that egg, and that seed of potential was drawn, they drew to each other. This ship of cosmic beings and Earth were at one point in our history attached, connected to each other. They were drawn together to create this experience. When they got to this planet, it was already a planet. There were fish and trees and water and all of the parts of the things that make a planet here. And there were ancient beings, these Bigfoot beings that were conscious and fully ready to evolve into the next dimension. They partnered with these beings as they do throughout creation. Okay. Creation was created by God, but we each get to go in and like up the garden, make the experience better. As these ancient beings were ascending, they wanted to leave a footprint and they partnered with these ancient beings off of Earth, and together they created, you know how they created, not through DNA and tinkering, but by going together, this human, okay? Advanced being that could exist on Earth. Now, all of us consciously are not from here. This is an avatar, right? This is a way to be informed. And when you hear from the gardeners, you hear about like this desire to come into form and play with the senses. It's like if you imagine when you're not on Earth, if you are not in some sort of density, you are completely consciousness and you don't taste, smell, touch, feel. And it's a way to slow down time and to capture the experience by existing within it. And Earth again was like a vacation planet and this way for beings who desire to come into form to experience form. Okay. Now, again, when they got here, it was already a planet. So they didn't create water and fish and trees and stuff, right? But they brought some of the seeds of from their places, and there were multiple races on this ship, as are now, and seeded this planet to, I want you to think of it like a garden, and I want you to think of it as an experience and an experiment to see what man could do on this form, okay? And before the veil was even there, people could come and go in form, through birth, as themselves, and experience this planet. But something happened. Something happened that hit the planet and caused a virus to come in through a comet. And it created a situation where we had to quarantine this planet because whatever was here could not get out, and they didn't want anything here to get in. And it just screwed up, excuse my French, the experiment. And where the it's like you create a garden, right? And you put in all of the parts. Hey, how you doing? See, new people are here. I'm talking about Three Eye Atlas and the gardeners. And I'm going to do a channeling of this. I have my divining rods, but I want to get through the background of this. But I want you to imagine that you have a garden, right? You got a garden. It's beautiful. It's slamming. You got this great thing going. All of a sudden, something like aphids comes in and it takes over the entire garden. You got two choices. You got to pull up all the roots and start from scratch, or you have to lean into whatever this experience is and kind of let it play out. If you are doing this at such a level that you're dealing with conscious everything, plants are conscious, animals are conscious, people are conscious, you don't get to destroy it. That is not their role. They don't destroy, they create, right? That's God's role. So the virus outside of their control may have been a larger plan overall for And I'm being told it was, even though it was outside of their control and they didn't know it at the time. But Earth is a memory planet. So imagine someone trying, it's like they clean the memory by this virus making us forget who we are. So we have to remember who we are. So we cleaned up the memory lines. Like we're cleaning up timelines by having to add more power to them. And like this density was the perfect environment, sorry for the dog, for this virus to take place. And it destroyed these gardeners. They were devastated. It's not like we are their pets, we are their children. And so imagine you raise children on a planet, they just gonna keep arguing. They ain't gonna stop. That until he pass. Ain't nobody coming to get him down. I want you to imagine your children, you raise them, you're trying to get them to do a thing, and then all of a sudden something comes in and makes them sick, completely out of your control, and now they have to go through this experience, but you gotta go because it could get you sick too. But that doesn't mean that they abandoned us. But a lot of us have abandonment wounds from this experience. They had to leave, but they kept seeding us. And when I say seeding, they send in potential energy to allow for this system to keep running. And for a minute, I know this planet is messed up. And I know the systems are skewed, but I need you to know that all of these systems, as above, so below, they are fake duplicate copies of something else that exists. And without now, I want you to think this planet has like fruit, right? We as humans, we took this fruit that was perfect and we decided that we need to add chemicals to it to make GMOs. So we poisoned this fruit. And now this fruit isn't the same that it was, but we're still participating in it. Everything on Earth is like that, right? And when I say that they seeded the planet, the organization of the structure, community, government, school systems, money systems, cultural systems, all of those are things that planets have. When we took the seed and we planted it, because it's like they sent the idea for the systems to us, we captured it, okay? We planted it, and based on how we are, that's how well that seed grows. So the people who captured the idea for the government, uh, over time, they have subverted this beautiful plant that was supposed to be something else, but it was not the original. But you need to understand that we're not as good as we think we are, and a lot of the systems on the planet are actually keeping us running, and without these gardeners it would just be utterly chaos. Like there are billions of bugs that don't hit each other every day. Like there's so much less chaos than there should be, and that's because these gardeners are seeding our reality with potential energy ideas that allow us to organize this field. And again, as above, so below, as above, so below. You can see this in every system. There's an exchange. But what you have to understand about this is that's how all the information gets here. So Earth is like is like a body. So the veil that was over it is like the skin. So everything that comes into it will circulate around, and it's up to us like to take that potential energy and to plan it on Earth as purely as possible. Okay, and that's always been the plan. But when the virus came in, a couple of things happened, and where I am the most confused. I'm going to be honest with you because we've got Atlantis and New Earth of like once Atlantis happened. And this is the hard part. So when we were in Atlantean times, we knew of our power. We weren't necessarily responsible with it, but we knew what we had. And I want you to think of us having a descent, as in we lost the ability to know our power, but we didn't lose our power. But at that point, we were taking advantage of it and trying to really work against nature. So we knew comet was coming. I do not think people knew that there were a virus on the comet. I don't think that happened. But they knew a comet was coming and they tried to stop it, like trying to stop God's plan, and it didn't work. And people went in a few ways. Just like now, we kind of know ascension is happening and we all recognize that the timeline is weird, right? I want you to remember that. That time people knew something was going on too. And they left markers like Gobekli Tepe in areas around Earth for people to escape and to go into hiding, to leave the planet, to do all of these things. So you get Telos and like Mount Shasta from Atlantis. Those individuals went there. You have people going in many different directions into the earth and off of the earth. And then you have the individuals who stayed on the surface. The individuals that stayed on the surface who still had their memory, a lot of them got sick. This this meteor brought the idea of virus. So think bacteria, pathogens, death, destruction, which then brought in the energy of fear. Okay, they came together. Think of it as a packet. When this energy came in as fear and these survivors were here on this planet, they, it wasn't going well. Okay. And as people were birthing children, because this virus couldn't leave the planet, they created like a quarantine zone. So imagine you as an Atlantean survivor, if you didn't get sick, you used to be able to leave and come and go back and forth. Because of this virus, you are stuck here. Okay. When you have a child, because of the barrier, they come in without a memory. So imagine just over time what happened to our memory. Okay. At some point in history, these gardeners came back. When they came back, they taught us how to farm, they taught us how to do all of this stuff. But the way they had to come in was tricky. Because of this virus, it's like they came in through these ascendant masters, and I don't know how they did it, but you see it all over ancient history where someone came in to teach humanity how to do all this stuff again. And they may have sacrificed knowing that they would be stuck here too. But people ended up getting stuck. We lost our memories. We forgot about reincarnation. We just forgot. And because we forgot, we got stuck. And because of this, because man is creative, we created nightmares. We created false stories. And that's where we've been doing this whole time. And when these gardeners left, uh, they still stayed connected to us through watching and seeding, but they could not be in contact with us like they can be today. So this natural orbit that was always going to happen, I'm getting that it was the end of a karmic cycle. You don't know when the end of a karmic cycle is happening until it's happening. So it was a natural state where these planets had to go through a place of like suppression. And I want you to think that, as you know, everybody ain't on Earth, right? The people ain't on Earth, they ain't going through this, okay? But don't mean that they haven't. There are many wheels, and everyone is going through some sort of karma at some point. And at some point, as we evolve and we come out of this karmic cycle, we are going to help other individuals come out of their karmic cycle because there will be other conscious beings going through a karmic cycle because it's almost like how the earth filters itself. It's like winter. Okay. So it's natural for us to be in a karmic cycle. And you do know that something will happen in a karmic cycle, but it wasn't necessarily known that it was going to be a virus that brought death, destruction, and really a self fulfilling virus that allows you to falsely utilize your creation. So we are stuck here because we are sloppy creators because we forgot how to create. We create scary things. And that can't really get out. Because of time and because of where we are in our current orbit as as we're ripping through the cosmos, we are going through a time of change naturally. It just was going to happen anyway. And because of that, the veil is down. And because that happened, they set their orbit for this freaking time. Okay. So they went past every planet and they're leaving information. And if you ever thought that you were part Lyran, Pleiadian, Andromedan, Lumerian, these are the type of beings on this ship as they have been in orbit with us, they are actually activating our DNA, all of that old ancient lineage of when they seeded the planet before. I'm going to talk about that. But you have to understand that you are being absolutely activated. The sun charges when they were hidden. This comet was hidden behind the sun a couple weeks ago after it did its orbits. It was behind the sun when we had the most intense solar blast. And then it separated. But you can't see any pictures of it because anything you see that's not just a light dot is fake. I'm just going to tell you that. As that was happening, that was one of the major boosts. So obviously, more people are going to keep waking up. We're in waves of wake ups. But what's happening is all of a sudden, ancient relics will be found. You will know far more about your history than you ever did. And it's not like everyone is going to believe it, but Just like Jesus Christ is a story that everyone knows about, in 1,000 years, these ancient gardeners will be a story that everyone knows about, and the people who believe that story will be a part of that story. It's like everyone has their belief systems, and you're allowed to have the belief system that you're allowed to have, but this information will be just as known as that information. You will be able to find information on it, and you will know about information on it, and it will just keep coming out. Keep coming out. And starting in 2026 is when that information is really going to start activating. So anything that comes out between now and then, I'm not saying don't take it with a grain of salt, but question who you are, and what could possibly be true. Don't attach yourself to any of these realities. Take what you need and leave what you can. Okay. So I need you to understand that this is all about how the earth was seeded. So I want to go back to a second to Bigfoot, this ancient, very gentle creature, individual who ascended. And everything, this is the most disappointing thing that I've recognized, because the being that came through to me, my guide, is an ancient being. And just like there are races, there are Asians and Africans and Caucasians and Indians and all of the different races. Bigfoot is just another race of human. And it is the supreme race of human. It is the gentle nature of the animal, like the animal side of us with the cosmic side of us. That animal side of us was always gentle and knowing of its senses and aware of its environment and living in tune and in harmony with this earth. Okay. What you hear now is frankly racism. When you hear Bigfoot is a monster and violence and all of these things, it's us creating monsters in our head. And it's really sad, because they are afraid of humans, because they might be murdered if they were actually here, right? Like, let's be real about this. People go out and hunt them with guns, right? But what we also think about them is, because they look like animals, they are dumb. When in reality, all consciousness is consciousness. It's no you just, the form that you took is the form that you took, and the form that I took is the form that I took, but it's all conscious, right? So these ancient beings do want to make connection with us, and they want to help us rebuild earth, but it's a slow process as they individually introduce themselves to you. If you know anything about CE5, which is where people go outside at night and like call in UFOs, do some research on that. We should all be doing it. We should all be having UFO parties in the middle of somewhere, like three. They do it at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, but the amount of individuals coming out now saying, man, did I not only see ships, they came down, they swirled around. Somebody said they healed my hearing. Another person, like they helped my family. Like, all of this is actually happening now. And if you actually want to connect to another being, all you have to do is want to. And it doesn't require you going through anyone. It's going to be absolutely perfectly just for you. And as this happens slowly over time, we're all just going to know it exists, because we had our own personal experience. And they talk a lot about the mythology of it all, and like how we have this suppressed memory means that we fake create, or we create. It's like if the story is 100%, we got 10% of the story and created our own story with the 10%. Okay, so all of these ancient cosmic stories about our upbringing, like nuggets of them are true, but not all of them are the truth. On top of that, I'm being told that post their seeding of the planet, they wasn't the only ones. Okay. Again, if you know anything about the fertility cycle and the woman's 28-day cycle, which I've been studying for writing about menstrual cycles, my biggest the part that like freaked me out the most is, like, you think ovulation is like when we reach peak desire, is the point. The desire on this planet is a big thing. We're supposed to have desire and fulfill it. Okay. And the egg, this potential energy, is what causes us to have a desire. Stick with me on this. Okay. Every month, a woman's body goes through ovulation, and the ovary like ejects a cell. The moment that cell is ejected, it activates. It was stagnant before. It was like in stasis. Okay. This is how all creation works. No matter if this potential energy is a business or a baby, it's a singular cell that was brought to Earth, seeded into humanity, it magnetizes the sperm. They are drawn to it, and the egg that matches with the sperm, the one that says, "You the sperm, I won't. I'm gonna let you in." Okay, that's how it actually works. Look it up. It's not the other way around. That lets you know that all of your desires are seeds waiting for you to like. They're matching with you. They don't. The desire is so natural because it's the desire is natural because it's a magnetism from a potential. It was meant for you to match with it and then plant it and then grow it, just like a baby. Okay. And just like when you grow a baby, you don't have nothing to do with that personality. That idea of that baby, you only got something to do with the hair color and you don't really have anything to do with that. That was your grandma, right? This human comes onto the planet and is exactly who they are. And all you can do is like make sure it feels strong enough to grow up into an adult that can pay his bills or not, right? But you aren't really in control of what it is. All of the seeds on earth are like that. It's how we raise them, but we did not create these ideas. Okay. We captured them. And I think this is very important. Why is it so important? Because so many times when we're manifesting, we feel guilty for having desire. That's a false belief. In reality, you would not have the desire if the thing that you wanted wasn't already magnetizing itself towards it. You are moving towards something that is calling you. Okay. So this is creation in a nutshell. It does not matter if you are a human or an interdimensional being. We are all playing the game just at different levels. So just as much as they're seeding us, something seeded them, and something seeded these cosmic beings to come to Earth and to create something here. Okay. Now, now that we are about to go through a quantum shift, they are back to reinform of us and regrow our society just like they helped us in Atlantis times. So, post everybody who is, as people have personal experiences, and I'm okay. So just even when this was in times when they taught us how to garden and how to plant, these were personal experiences. Everybody on the planet didn't have them. Okay, they were, you have to call it in. It's like a connection. You will be having personal experiences to help grow this earth, okay, to get it to the next level. And just like they taught us how to farm and they taught us how to raise cattle, they're going to teach us how to grow businesses and to clean up and fix this earth. That's what's happening now. So if you feel called to connect to something, you most likely have a role in it or a mission in this new earth that we're creating. And you will start to notice that all the businesses that come in will be far more authentic and heart led. You will start to notice that the TV programming changes. It's not the same as it was before. You will start to notice that the activities will be more uplifted. You're going to start to notice that people are going to care a lot more about how they feel about what they're doing. And that is a part of the shift as well. Okay. So I feel like I have presented these gardeners as much as that I can, and I'm going to start channeling them and get my dividing rods together. All right, y'all? And this will be the first of many times that I channel them. I have never channeled live, so I always channel at home. I've channeled in front of other people, but never in front of this damn camera. So please be patient with me as I go through this experience so that I can ensure that all of the information gets to you. It's not going to be long because they said we got to break it down to you little by little. So there will be little segments about this, but they told me that they wanted to make an introduction. And the last time they made an introduction, all of my camera equipment shut down. Um, so I say, yes, this orb definitely came down with you. That's what I'm saying. Now, this orb came down to you, my friend, because you were ready. All right. Now, keep working with it. I just watched something where someone had like beings like peeking over the ship, like, yo, can we come out? They don't want to freak us out, but they're so excited to meet us. Okay. They're so excited to meet us. Awesome. So I do feel like we're all starting to have these personal experiences. It is so freaking exciting because we don't seem that crazy when we're together, right? So let's get into this. All right. Thank you very much. All right. So I got my divining rods here. I just use them as antennas. It makes it so much easier to connect. Yeah. Just give me a second. Yes, we are the goddess. Welcome, please. Join us as we tell you about yourself. We are very excited to meet you. What you do not understand is this is a grand day for us. You are our children. You have grown. Everything on your planet is waking up. For you were not the only to go to sleep. When we noticed the destruction and disaster happening on your planet, we did a few things to ensure that the memory was saved. And one was to create a way to preserve it, which is why you lost your memory, but you were not the only. Many of the beings on your planet have also lost their memory. And as you notice, as you walk down your streets and you see a tree, it seems like more than a tree. And the birds are starting to sound different, are they not? Have you not noticed that when you have a great thought, something chirps or craws or crows? This is all because everything is connected and it is waking up and recognizing the grand power in you, not the other way around. As we left your planet, we left many things. Your ancient sites have codes. As you open and you start asking questions, you unlock the codes in these ancient sites. And as these codes unlock, more of your ancient history is present. The energy on your planet rises, and a new experience welcomes you. What you do not understand yet is that you think that we are greater or better than you. We have not been stuck on a planet. We did not have to learn how to toil as you have. And this experience that you sacrificed yourself to be a part of has helped the entire universe. The knowledge and the wisdom that we gained from your forgetting and remembering has expanded the universe in a way that we could not, for we know more than you. But you must recognize that all of you are not from here. You played characters, simply put. For you wanted the experience of slowing down time and playing with rhythm and harmony and music. You wanted to create something and taste it with a mouth. You wanted to make a sound and hear it. You wanted to make a sound and have other people hear it. You wanted to produce more of yourself. And have you? You have. All you are slowing down time and experiencing each note according to your perspective. But what you must know is that you make the music. Change the chord. Play brighter, play softer, play more chaotic if you like. Know that you are the musician of this experience. Know that you have the power to do whatever you like here. Know that you have the free will to be unbound, and that while you still see ripples of an illusion, a nightmare, you currently have the ability to also simultaneously see ripples of the dream, the heaven. You choose when you awake. That is the power here. We did not. Many of you came into this experience knowing you could get stuck. Do you know the bravery? Do you understand how strong you had to be to break this virus? Do you understand that it was your light that broke the virus, not us? What we are looking for is a holy reunion amongst family. We are not above you, we are not below you. Our density is different. But you see, you hold the consciousness the greatness of the one I am, just as we do. And we too seek ways to go into form and to have experience. We did not know what would happen to this planet. And we do understand, as many of you are starting to know, that God, the creator of all, the one who creates everything, has a plan that even we cannot change. And what unveiled and unfolded from this time was greater than anything we had ever witnessed before. For to not remember who you are, look at what you've created, good or bad. You created it. Do you recognize yet that even the worst creations take a lot of creativity? And that just as fast and hard and cruel and mean as and chaotic as the universe can be from your creations, gentle, abundant, loving, smooth, joyous, if you had known, but you had forgotten. And in your forgetting, you created new experiences for the universe and expanded all of it. And because all is a great ladder, all will rise, including you. And without you, we may not have. What you must understand is that you can think of dimensions as all being connected. And there is a larger and a smaller part of a tornado, let's say. And the larger part of the tornado, the top part of the tornado, while it controls the spin of the density at the center or the bottom, you would say, of that tornado, as in the ripples that come through your universe are not in your control, but what you human do with them is. And that when you define matter in a positive manner, and you solidify this energy into good as the ripples come through. You magnetize and you create a giant expression, something that sticks around. For matter makes things stick temporarily. Understand, in time you will be magnificent creators. In the meantime, please learn from us to create in love and in power. We will share many secrets with you about creation. And as you learn about the value side, the other side, the gardeners, the ones who create the seeds of potential for the reality that you experience and the timeline that you go down, you will start partnering with these individuals and you will make their jobs much easier. For every time you take their seed, that is when they get an upgrade. So just as you are able to grab onto something abundant, a beautiful baby, a burgeoning business, the moment you grab it, they get a point. You get a point. Everybody gets it. It's a sharing, giving universe. And as you plant that seed on earth and it grows, you provide fruit for all. Do you understand that? That when you create something here that sticks around, you provide more for all. You serve this humanity. And there are many more ways that you will serve in so much more powerful ways. You will create the earth that you desire. So please desire an earth that is fruitful and bountiful and abundant and light and green and happy. For that is the earth that is waiting for you and magnetizing you towards that experience. For now, we need you to know that we are here for you. And any that would like to connect to us just need do so, whether it be for a walk or a meditation, in a bath or in a song. Your guides will be activating and getting more energy to help you on this next round of experience. And what we call the end of a bridge, a doorway through a new threshold. So the chaotic parts of this experience reached a peak this summer. And what you are experiencing now are reverberations. But you truly have left the experience and a new doorway is available to you. As many of you start making leaps, timeline jumps, you will notice how things around you have shifted. pay attention. The more confirmation you give yourself, the more confirmation there is for you, and the more you can experience this timeline. So have fun, be brave, and we are happy to be back. We will sign off for now, and you will hear from us again. Thank you. Okay. Whew. Oh boy. Okay, I'm back. I'm just seeing this comment. I I understand being freaked out. I can tell you a lot about that. Thank you for sticking around and listening, guys. So this is what we have. This is where we are. And I'm very excited for this new change. So what I think we all have to do is really connect, 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 and ensure that you feel activated on your mission. With this, I don't know if you guys stick around. What you've not noticed, I've not put out a lot of content lately, but I'm back. December energy report will be coming out in December after Thanksgiving. But there will be weekly energy reports, and I'm coming to your mailbox with a new mail club where I have channeled messages for you with art. But until then, that's what's coming next. Until then, I want you to know that these channeled messages have to keep coming, and I'll keep doing them as lives. Thank you so much for you guys sticking around and being very, very supportive. It is not evil. I do want to talk about that for a minute because the parts that are dense and are evil are here already. They are not coming from other places. And we've got a lot of interference on the field, but it's more man made than anything else. If you are connecting positively, then but at the same time, connect to the highest attention, connect to the divine light, because don't know. All right. I ain't gonna lie. And I too, I'm like, "Ooh, who are you?" Right. But we have to be able to recognize that not everything that looks like us is scary. And that's a part of the growth, right? And at some point, solstice was totally a gateway, and they will keep being gateways, by the way. um this this experiences will keep happening, and everything is going to look scary at first, and this is why they haven't shown themselves. And I do believe that if something wanted to scare you, it would. But if you will notice, it's goes hey artists, please be putting out channeled art right now. That's really important. All of you artists, anyone who's doing art, design, writing, journaling, our job is to activate this earth with that information. So if you're an artist, when you put your art in somebody's home, you up the frequency of that home, you up the frequency of that land. Is very important right now. All right. But you have to understand that they are trying to be as gentle as possible because they don't want to freak us out. So anything that's not trying to freak us out is already going to tell you a little bit about what it is. It's not mean, right? So go in faith. And I think they're going to try to make something bad happen, but at the same time, our personal experiences won't allow it. 2026 is going to be a very interesting year. I'm not quite sure what it's going to look like. But I do know that it's a threshold. And it really depends on where you are. Are you bringing heaven to earth, or are you in hell personally, right? It's going to be based on our perspective, very much so. And as we keep transcending through this fourth dimension, which is just movement, okay? Fourth dimension is just a bridge, it's just a change of notes. As we move, and these chaotic experiences are happening, they are testing grounds for you to ensure that you can hold the line and hold the frequency that is necessary to stay in a new earth energy. There's a lessening of density happening. A weight is coming off of us. And abundance is changing. The way money exchanges is changing, the way we operate. Our abundance is coming. And I even got this idea that like the money before was really dirty, and we're going to be washing the money, which is just cracks me up. We're filtering the money, we're cleaning up the systems, and we are the filters. Okay. So our job is to do this. Thank you. So like we all are in charge of changing this earth, and your mission is going to be given to you. And if you feel like you need help with that, please keep watching. If you want to book a session, you always can. Right now, you can go through Laludi Skincare. I can leave that link, but thank you. So stay on top of this. But as we get to the fifth dimension, you have to hold the line. So things will be happening. Pets will be dying. That's happened to me a couple of times. I've had friends that lost four pets. Family members will be leaving, lots of people will be exiting, and that's fine. They're just transitioning over to the other side. But what's happening is extreme emotional builds have to happen because you have to think of it as like a frequency jump. And then you stay in that frequency for a short amount of time. You feel super connected to everything. And you are implanting a piece of your consciousness there. And then you're going to come back down a little bit, but you're going to be bouncing up and down and moving like this. And each bounce is going to get you higher and higher and higher. But we are going to be creating a new way of doing money. We are going to be creating a new way of doing community. If it's your calling, it's going to keep calling and it's asking you to serve. If you don't know what your calling is, ask, how do I serve? No one's going to try to keep money from you. The abundance doesn't come from us. It's going to come in hot though. So we are going to have a big rise. The people going through the hard portions of the third and that fourth, they're going to need you. Okay. And they're going to be looking for ways to feel good. So if you've got a business or a service that offers a way for someone to feel good, it's about to get popular. The shopping isn't working. Okay. The overconsumption isn't making them happy. All of that is not working anymore. They're going to be looking for Reiki treatments and energy healing and this activated art, all these things that we all have to offer. So right now, as the world has been trying to tell you, and you keep saying, am I still editing it? I'm not done with it. I'm still working on it. I'm still launching it. And you are supposed to be because Neptune is still crossing over into Aries. It's not born yet. But when it is born, you better be ready. Get your shit together. Get your businesses together. You know you want to do something. Get it together. Edit the piece. You already filmed, most of y'all already filmed it. You filmed it, you wrote it, you watched it. You've done all the things. Okay. Get it out next year. Get it out by spring. All right. It's big. Um, I think it's time for you to talk about it. And I think people who are into lions today, people who are into sports, they're like, I talk about skincare when I'm not talking about this. And most of my skincare clients now, I'm a consultant in skincare, are on the spiritual path. So, like, spiritual and skincare go together. Spiritual and sports go together. Spiritual and nursing go together. Spiritual and teaching go together. Light workers are in every field. All right. We didn't take over. We here now. All right. So we all woke up. Now it's time to work. We get to build it. We will be living for longer, is what I'm being told. I don't know what that means either. I'm 41. I don't know how long I want to live. But they're saying we don't be around to fix this planet because we're cleaning up the mess. Right. So I want to thank you so much, guys. I did not want to do this again because I had filmed this early and I was like, oh, I got to do this again. But you really made it worth it to go live. So you just keep me coming back. And thank you so much. So I hope you guys have a fabulous Saturday. And again, if it's your calling, it's going to keep calling. Do it. Yes, and angel energy. Exactly. So the businesses should be cool. They should be fun. They should be funky. You should feel inspired and joyful and happy every day because you get to do this new thing. And we're all going to be feeling like, I have to do accounting. I have to do, like social media. But there's going to be a joy in you that's like, people are looking for this, people want this. And remember that if you got it, that the reason that they sent you the seed is because they knew that people needed it. You have it. It's not just some silly idea you came up with. Don't minimize it. Okay. You did it. The idea came to you. Grow it, grow it, grow it, grow it. Create the garden. All right. Thanks again, guys.